There we go. We are back for another edition of Let's Talk LinkedIn, where Guy and myself will be philosophizing and a bit about LinkedIn and talking about LinkedIn or anything that has to do with it. So, Guy, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Mick. Nice being here again.
Yes. It's a busy day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting busier and busier. This afternoon we're talking about Uplift Live.
Yes.
Well,
Twice.
talking about Niraj today.
Yep.
It's in Dutch, so for the English speaking persons, quite difficult to follow. But yeah, it's a nice busy day.
Yeah, it is. Definitely it is. And the complete lineup for Uplift Live 2026 is now up and alive, as they would say, with the last two speakers being announced this week, which was John and one of the people on my bucket list to meet, Brenda Miller.
Get a bigger piece of the LinkedIn pie.
Yes, definitely. So, kind of looking forward to meeting Brenda and Heather and some other people there. So, John, thank you for putting that again together and delivering people to me to meet in person and scratching them off my bucket list.
How long is the bucket list, Mick?
Oh, there's still a lot of people on there, but the problem is they're kind of all over the world. So next year, since I am going to New Zealand next year, there's going to be a couple of people in New Zealand that I will be able to take off that list because I've already started talking to them about meeting them live, at least if and when I'm there next year. So.
You don't stop in Sydney.
No, I don't think I haven't gotten any clue how I'm going to get there. It's still a year away, so I'm not really starting to prepare. Maybe in the fall I'll be more enthusiastic about preparing for this wonderful trip to New Zealand next year, which is going to be in November, which is like the spring/summer in New Zealand. So. I have no idea what my route will be. We'll see. And obviously, if I go to Australia, I mean, obviously, I would try also to see a few people there. But it's already looking like a busy trip, and I haven't even started planning.
In that case, we have to invite Roy to come over to Birmingham. That's another story. So,
yes, Roy, by these, we invite you. Okay, so there we go. Let's talk a little bit about LinkedIn.
Yeah. I was surprised about a post from Tony Restel, also one of the speakers at Uplift Live, by the way. Starting with, does LinkedIn give less visibility to women content here? And I was, what? Is there a difference between visibility for men and women on LinkedIn? I mean, does LinkedIn play a role in this situation? So that struck me. And the other part was, well, you posted also about it, Mick. It occurs repeatedly. Write X in your comments to get Y.
Yeah.
But yeah, first let's talk about.
Let's take a look at the first one, because do you know where the post is coming from that Tony posted that this week? Because there is a reason why he asked that question, and it's a post that I got entangled with, and it was kind of a nasty discussion, the original post. There's a somebody in the UK who is
Jeremy Stockdale.
Sorry,
Jeremy Stockdale.
No, it's a woman, and she writes about being a sex goddess and stuff like that on LinkedIn, by the way, and there was a complaint about the fact that she has 136,000 followers. She posted something about, and the picture was a woman with a piece of duct tape on her mouth saying basically women don't get the chance to speak. She posted that and she got 731 views out of 136,000.
So there was a bucket list, Mick, to meet in person.
No.
Okay.
But the thing is, then they decided that 4 people would post at the same time, the same post with the same visual, 2 men, 2 women. The men had the smaller networks, the women had the bigger networks. And it turned out there was a more than substantial difference in number of views. And I was tagged in that post to try and explain. So I started by saying, well, it's kind of tough because we need some data. And I got slammed in the face by, yeah, that's only what men want. They want data to prove their point and stuff like. So it turned out into a bit of a not so nice discussion. To which I stopped responding because, I mean, I've looked at the post. I mean, I have my own ideas at this point, but that triggered Tony to ask the question, are posts from men, or is the LinkedIn gender biased? Is the LinkedIn algorithm gender biased? So that's the bit of a history before the post of Tony, which I didn't want to interrupt for you, but that's where it came from.
But it's interesting to hear this context because we don't have such a context when we see a post in our feed, right?
No, it has nothing to do with gender.
No, but I mean, we respond to a post because of the first line, because of the image, because of whatever that got your attention. And then your remark, well, give me some data, would be my response as well. I mean, there's so many factors that influence, the results of your post and engagement, whatever.
And it is funny, Guy, that a number of men in the feed actually all said, give us more data and more background about the posts and stuff like that, so that it was a logical reaction. And I agree, without the data, you don't get any further. But there is also something else which I found out, is that the person who actually only got 731 posts kind of posts like 10, 15 times a day. And I'm like, yeah, but if you do that, there's going to be posts that have no reach. I mean, then you can't, because the person had some post in her feed, which she got 2,000, 3,000 comments and likes on. So I assume that those posts were better distributed by LinkedIn, and that unfortunately that post with the image with the woman with the sticker on the mouth kind of like died. I don't know why, but I mean, it was part of like 10, 15 posts on that day. And I'm like, yeah,
Nick,
wow, you can't have it.
Why on earth would you want to post 7 times a day?
Beats me.
Having to engage on all of those posts. I mean, what's the value? What's the added value?
I agree, but this yeah, okay. I won't speak for the person and judge the situation. My first reaction was, yeah, this is bizarre. But when then I looked at the original person, I mean, I had to go through I don't know how many posts to find the original post back, and I nearly gave up because, like, I mean, it was only a week, and going through a week's posts and from somebody that posts 15 times a day or so, that's a hell of a lot of posts.
Yeah, and you know me, Mick, I don't judge people easily. I mean, I have my opinion, but I don't judge them because of what they do. I need more information, more input.
Exactly.
I've said it thousands of times already. The discussions I had with my father during the Cold War about Russia, and I said, Dad, well, you've never been to Russia, so how do you know? I always need to need both sides to inform me.
Exactly.
But I'm just wondering, and that's what I like about LinkedIn as well. I mean, the posts you see in your feed can inspire you. They can, make you think about some issues. But 7 times a day, that for me would be a no-go. Absolutely. I mean,
agreed.
Even with your best performing post, Mick, there's a lot of work behind it. If you want to do it correctly, in my opinion, if you want to be respectful and thank people or answer their question. I
Yep.
mean, it's that's also why sometimes I'm wondering. Let's say, well, you have 20,000 plus followers, right?
Correct. I'm close to 25.
Some people, well, Brendan Meller,
Mhm.
70,000 or so.
Yep.
I can
Yep.
I can't imagine how it must be like to have 2,000 comments on your post. You need a complete backup team, assistance to engage. I mean,
True.
otherwise it's just pushing it into the world.
Exactly. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, the more comments, the more reactions you get, the more you have to put in. Otherwise, it's a waste of time doing it. I mean, why
I
would
mean,
you want to get to 2,000 comments and then not replying to those comments?
we talked about it earlier, many years ago, also about the
Mhm.
cap of connections.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying there should be a cap on followers, because that would be going back into the well 1800s.
Mhm.
It's not from these days, but still, what's the value of having 30,000 connections? Perhaps we should make that less. I'm not sure.
Uh, there's a bit of a sense because there's always, I mean, in reality, how many people can you stay close to in real life or even digitally? I mean, if you're looking at your network and you have more than 5,000 connections, um, how many can you realistically say you really know and they really know you? Even if you try very hard to keep in touch with them on a regular basis.
Yeah, but now you're talking building relationships, and well, not everyone on the platform is willing to build relationships or firm relationships, and I'm not sure if that should be the case. For some, it's okay. For others, if it's not, that's okay as well. It's more it's part of the framework of the system, of the ecosystem of LinkedIn, being able to reach everyone in the world within these famous six handshakes. So that's fine with me. I'm just wondering what the purpose is of posting that much, and also when looking from the other side, from LinkedIn, so not the
Mhm.
perspective from the user. What's the value of posts they're publishing on their platform? I mean,
True.
should there be what's it called again in English? A kind of censorship, or
Mhm.
what do you reckon?
Should there be censorship? No, I don't think there should be any censorship because the censorship is really up to the users to do that. I
Well,
mean,
I mean censorship in meaning the amount of posts, like a cap, 30K for connections,
well,
five for personal invites.
yeah. Well, I think in all honesty, LinkedIn has a bit of that built into its system because if you post multiple times a day, um, there's two things that's going to happen to you. One of the posts that you posted will perform less than the others. That's LinkedIn isn't going to push your 7 or 10 posts a day at the same rate and the same with the same support. I think that there's a bit of censorship there. The other thing is your profile does get a lower quality appreciation by LinkedIn, so that will also come into play, and your posts will also get less views because of that. So there is some kind of censorship in there, but it's not very traceable.
Or perhaps well, give some advice about what to post,
Mhm.
to make it more quality. And I mean, what is the definition of quality?
Yeah,
That's different for you than it is for me, than it is for Roy,
correct.
or John, or whoever, I think.
Mhm.
Um, but still, people still address the people I talk to sometimes still address LinkedIn as being the business platform versus well the B2C or Facebook or Insta or TikTok.
Correct.
And we still don't have any serious competitor for LinkedIn. So indeed, LinkedIn is the only business platform.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. I mean, the only thing that's still left standing is Xing in Germany, but that's moving backwards too.
Yeah.
So, but all the other ones that we used to know in the past, whether it was Ecademy or whether that was Plaxo or Viadeo and Beehive and whatever you want to call them, they are all gone.
What I do hear sometimes as well is that LinkedIn is a lot of woohoo celebration, well done.
Mm-hmm.
So, content-wise, it's for some people it's not so valuable anymore. I mean, if you live in these bubbles and if you and me would be supporting each other's posts on a daily basis, and you would say, well, great post, Guy, and I would say, well done, Mick, we would stay in that bubble, and I'm always looking to get out of those bubbles. But on the other side, you still see the same people also in this post of Tony. I see Kevin, I see Jeff, I see Gillian. So the same people also respond. Louise Brogan, people we all know. So it's difficult to get out of those bubbles.
And we keep talking about it because it is to a certain degree it is an issue because the system is built on who you engage with, who you're close to, and obviously then you react to these people in enhancing that bond that you have, and it's very tough to get out of that out of these bubbles, whether they're people bubbles or language bubbles or industry bubbles.
We have to listen more to Freddie Mercury. I want to break free.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
So I want to come back to these comment this word and you will get X. I have the impression that the technique in Europe is actually speeding up rather than slowing down. Apparently in the US it's slowing down. People are doing it less. But I'm seeing more and more Europeans do it. And I'm also seeing Europeans being blocked, hopefully because of, or maybe because of, I have no idea, because of using that technique. And I wrote a post about that yesterday, as you know, because I mean, I'm seeing more and more people using it, and also more and more people commenting on it, which is like totally ridiculous, because you're basically training people that this is a technique that works, which, I mean, but on the other hand, the good thing is some people get blocked.
Yeah, but
or sent to LinkedIn jail.
It does, well, it does send a signal to people that it works. On the other hand, I mean, we all want to become a Simon Sinek. I mean, some people inspire you and you think, wow, I wish I had thoughts about that, or these are wise words. This makes sense. So when someone is, in their opinion, between parentheses, successful, they want to become like that person. And if you have found the golden egg, everyone wants to well, lots of people want to do the same and to achieve that amount of success. So if you can get something for free, and that's their opinion. I mean, I only have to write yes, and you get that documentation sent over to you.
Right. But I mean, yeah, I mean, but the other thing that people forget is that in order for the person to actually send you that stuff, is you need to be connected, because otherwise they're not going to send you an email, because either they don't have emails or they would have to use so many emails that their budget for the month would be gone in one post. But the other thing is you actually give up your email address to the other person, because you connect. That person can now legally basically see your email address and pick that up and then start using that email address on their mailing lists, which is against GDPR. But anyway, nobody cares because very few people actually get fined. So you're paying with your email address. And that's what I kind of tried to say yesterday in my post. It's not only you probably get something that is not worth its value.
Mhm.
And second of all, you just paid with your email address, which that person can now use, in their own outside of LinkedIn environment. And that's kind of like the practice that I wanted to bring forward. But as John says, get comment X to get Y isn't a good practice. Give people the thing just like that, and let the market decide whether they want to give their email address to you, they want to connect with you and stuff like that. I fully agree, John, with that practice.
Yeah.
So I mean, but what I then see is that a lot of those people who reacted actually use the same technique to get from their network that data. So unfortunately, it's like a snowball running through the lowlands of Europe. At least when I look at it, it's both Belgium, Holland.
Mhm.
I don't see much in France. So, but then again, I don't see many French posts because I'm not in the French bubble.
But is it against the rules, Mick?
Well, you're manipulating the algorithm by adding the comment, and then the comment idea is really my post will get more views. But then the question is, does this one word consist to be a value add comment by LinkedIn? LinkedIn says no, but I don't know. Maybe a comment is a comment, and we can say that one liner or one word or two word comments are not fueling the algorithm. I think it is to a certain degree.
What do you
So
mean by that?
then yes, you are violating the terms because you're
What do you mean
getting.
by that, Mick?
Sorry.
What do you mean by that? That it's influencing. What did you mention just now?
Well, if
One
you
word. Is it influencing the algorithm?
yeah, because we all feel, we all think, and LinkedIn has said that in communications that we need to get away from the one word, two word comments, because you need to add value. And LinkedIn has, I've seen things from LinkedIn that said it's not considered a real comment, but at the end of the day, a comment happens to be a comment. So it does influence to a certain degree the distribution of your posts.
Yeah.
Maybe not the full degree, because what is a value add comment? That's the first question. And second, the question is then how many words or letters or whatever does it need to be valuable or considered valuable
For LinkedIn.
for LinkedIn and the algorithm that actually drives the
Yeah.
next distribution of your content. So, I mean, it's guesswork. We don't know. I mean, in all reality, we don't know, but it's still a comment, so it still does trigger something.
It does. It does. And I'm not sure what will be the end of it, or if we see the end of it.
Well,
Is
as I said to one of the product managers, transparency is what LinkedIn needs to bring forward, because it's this all this kind of non-transparent things that are happening that actually make that people look for shortcuts and I would say illegal, but that's the wrong word maybe, but false techniques to get to get more visibility.
Yeah. So then a question to you, Mick, to finalize.
Mhm.
If you had to start all over again and you would be able to get premium, would being able to speak or to talk to LinkedIn personally be an option for you to subscribe for premium?
Ah, that's a good
I'm not
question.
sure if you saw John's post, but would you?
Yeah, I did see John's post.
Yeah,
The question is, who do you get on the line, and can they really help you? Um, it's all about what quality. I mean, is this window dressing to say that, yeah, by now, if you want to talk to somebody of LinkedIn, here's a number, and the person basically replaces the form we fill out, just for our own comfort that, yes, I can talk to LinkedIn, or is this something that's going to be really helpful when I have an issue?
true. I mean, what's the level of how would you call it? Well, the knowledge of the person on the phone, of course.
Or the power to do something, because if this is a call center, with people saying, okay, I'll take note of your question and I'll forward it to whoever, and then they will come back to you, is that a benefit?
Sure, I understand. I think it is a benefit to be able to speak personally to someone from LinkedIn or call center, or instead of having these standard messages. We received your well, we made a ticket and we will come back to you as soon as possible, blah blah blah.
Yeah, as John says, it is for anybody dreaming that they'd be able to talk to LinkedIn tomorrow. We don't know which region they're rolling it out. I would assume it's going to be an English-speaking area to start out with, in the whole scheme of things. So don't get your hopes up that it's going to be Marcel Molenaar from the office in Holland that's going to pick up the phone.
No, true. But still, I think just a suggestion, the idea of being able to talk to LinkedIn,
Yeah.
not via email, not via text, but via voice,
Yeah.
human, that would be something.
Agreed. I mean, it will provide some, I would say, rest, calmness into getting in touch with LinkedIn. But you probably know, Guy, if one person has that number, how long will that number remain secret?
I know, Mick, but I still look back with a big smile on my face in the days of Clubhouse, when the two founders had these Sunday lounge, where people could ask their questions.
The town halls.
And it had a lot of people being in the room, and you had the idea, you had the impression that you really talked with Clubhouse. People got inspired, people made suggestions, and I think communication, it doesn't matter how big your company is, but if the CEO or the people in charge are in the front of the camera or the microphone, is very, very helpful and very powerful.
True. Now, John doesn't just confirm that it would be English only, so I guess we're not going to be talking to Marcel.
Well, no, I don't care what language.
Yeah, true.
It's just the idea of having or being able to have a direct line contact with the company.
Well, like I said, it'll give you a warm, fuzzy feeling that at least you talk to a real human who works for that company.
Yeah, because it's a one-way direction communication often. This is what it is, and there's no discussion. And when having a person on the phone or in other ways, you have a discussion. You can ask questions. It's like that's why so many people love ChatGPT. I mean, you ask a question, you get an answer, and you can ask another question. When you Google, you just get, that's it.
You get links.
Yeah. So in this day and age, I would support such an initiative.
Oh no! I mean, I'm all for it. Let that really be clear. The only question that I have is how serious an effort and benefit will this be other than this is a phone number you can call and we'll
Sure.
complete your form?
Sure.
I mean, but even that would be some comfort to people, because there are still people out there that don't know how to get in touch with LinkedIn when something goes wrong or they have a question. So that would even help getting past that hurdle. It would humanize LinkedIn, let me put it that way, if
Yeah.
that's possible.
And humanizing the platform would be a great step forward.
Yeah. Okay, I want to end today's conversation, and you've seen this come by. John has also been in touch with Daniel Hall, our good friend, who has finally decided that he's had enough, and he kind of quit the platform this week.
Mm.
He's not going to stop looking for pods and stuff like that, and he's not, he's doing stuff in the background, but he's not going away and stopping. But it's a sad thing that he leaves, because he was really a mentor and driver of the humanization of LinkedIn, and it's a pity. I just want to say that on
It's
air.
absolutely a pity, and it's a pity for himself, for Daniel as well. I mean,
Mhm.
that he is so frustrated that he decided to leave the platform. And well, pick your battles would be perhaps a good advice, but
Yep.
some people are that forced into to getting the job done.
Mhm.
It's like, well, I think he felt like Don Quixote fighting the windmills.
I agree with that, and in all honesty, that's sometimes how I feel when I see some of these bad practices. Type X to get Y. You are fighting. It's fighting windmills.
Yeah, yeah. But we keep on fighting, Mick, and we keep on enjoying.
Yeah, no. We're not gonna drop the fight, but I'm just saying, yeah, this people are looking for cheap tricks, and that will never change.
Yeah. It was
All
nice
right.
talking to you again, Mick.
All right. Well, we're at 9:32, so we're going to quit. Thank you, John, Ron, Roy, Andrea, and anybody else who is on the call today or be listening to the replay later on today. Next week, we should be back with a Dutch version, and in 2 weeks' time, we'll be back in English with our Let's Talk LinkedIn. Thank you for joining us, and for those who commented,